Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been an incredibly long time, but I just thought I'd come here really quickly and show you what new books I've got on my shelf. And when I was thinking about, oh yeah, you know, I can do a video, blah blah blah, I didn't realise how many new books I haven't shown you yet. Some I've read though. I really don't want this to be long, so I might just, you know, whiz through them really quickly. So I tried reading We Were on a Break by Lindsay Kelk, and you know, I gave it a chance. I really tried. This is how much I've got left, and this is how much I've got left, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't often start a book and not finish it, but this one I just have to start and not finish. It's about this couple. They go on holiday and the boyfriend is set to propose, but then something goes wrong, and I just can't be asked. I'm not even going to explain it to you. Started reading, didn't finish, unfortunately. Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. I've actually read this book. I got this, so I read it on my iPad, and then I saw the physical copy in store, and I thought, I'm going to get this for my friend. So I need to figure out a way to send it to her. If you're watching it, said friend, this is indeed the book. I'll read the blurb because this deserves the blurb to be read. Yejide is hoping for a miracle, for a child. It is all her husband wants, all her mother-in-law wants, and she has tried everything. But when her relatives insist upon a new wife, it is too much for her to bear. Unravelling against the social and political turbulence of 1980s Nigeria, Stay With Me is a story of the fragility of married love, the undoing of family, the power of grief, and the all-consuming bonds of motherhood. It is a tale about the desperate attempts we make to save ourselves and those we love from heartbreak. Love this book. Would definitely, and it's a short book, you know, you can whiz through it. Absolutely love it. I might read something, like have a look and see what I can read from her, what else I can read from her. I got Love in the Time of Cholera. Yet to read it. I feel like I've heard a lot about this book, and I saw it in the store. I was like, yeah, okay, let me see what the hype is about. I think I tried to read a Gabriel Garcia Marquez book, but I didn't get through it. So excited to see what this says when I eventually read it. The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. I've read a few Jojo Moyes books actually. Me Before You, obviously, After You, and then I think there's a third one in that trilogy that I haven't read. I think there's another one that I read. I don't know, but I read that in school and I loved that book. I need to find the name because I'd absolutely read that again. This has been everywhere at the moment. I think it has a updated cover, but yeah, I'll see what this says. I tried to start reading this on the iPad, but I got like 2 pages in and then wasn't really vibing it, so I'm hoping the physical copy will be easier to read and I'll get through it easier. The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hugo. Again, there's been a lot of, you know, talk about this. It's not Evelyn Hugo. So there's a book called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I've also read, which was magnificent. Absolutely loved that book. I'll put a picture here. Amazing book. If you get the chance to read it, absolutely read it. Love that. Might even read it again before summer. This book, on the other hand, is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and the titles are just so similar. I'll give you the blurb. It's at a party thrown by her parents, Evelyn Hardcastle will be killed again. She's been murdered hundreds of times, and each day Aidan Bishop is too late to save her. The only way to break this cycle is to identify Evelyn's killer, but every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes up in the body of a different guest, and someone is desperate to stop him. Ever escaping Blackheath. Fat book. Don't know when I last read a fat book like this, but I'll let you know how it goes. I've got a lapel mic, so I got this for Francisco and he hasn't used it yet, so I thought I'll use it and see what we think, see if it's worth it. Toni Morrison, Beloved. I got this from home, so this was on my bookshelf at home, I think. Then when I went home I was like, oh, I still need to read that, so I brought it with me. It doesn't have the blurb because it's like one of these copies. I don't know when you get these copies. Oh, printed especially for World Book Night. Once you have read it, pass the book on to someone else. Yeah, okay. It doesn't have a blurb though. But I did my dissertation, one of the books I did my dissertation on was Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye, which was a good book, hard to read, and I know Beloved is similar, but I really like Toni Morrison's writing, so I'm really eager to get into this. I think I've put it off because I'm not like prepared to read it, so hopefully the day comes when I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. But yeah, absolutely love Toni Morrison's writing. I would encourage people who, you know, after reading the synopsis and are interested, I'd really encourage you to read it. I have Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng, I'm assuming. Also wrote Little Fires Everywhere, which is an Amazon Prime show at the moment. I think I have another Celeste Ng book on my bookshelf at home. I hope I'm saying her name right. Yeah, Celeste Ng has been everywhere at the moment. Her writing has been, you know, critically acclaimed. The blurb is short, so I don't mind reading that. It's Lydia is dead. What's it called? Yeah, Everything I Never Told You. Lydia is dead, but they don't know this yet. So this begins the exquisite novel about a Chinese-American family living in 1970s small-town Ohio. Lydia is the favourite child of Marilyn and James Lee, and her parents are determined that she will fulfil the dreams they were unable to pursue. But when Lydia's body is found in the local lake, the delicate balancing act that has been keeping the Lee family together is destroyed, tumbling them into chaos. A profoundly moving story of secrets and longing, Everything I Never Told You is both a gripping page-turner and a sensitive family portrait about love, lies and race. I'll let you know. I keep, like, it's been a while, I'm still getting back into this filming thing, and I keep looking into the display instead of the lens. Apologies. An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. Now I have read this. I read this quite quickly actually, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's just one of the characters was really annoying, and it left, like, as soon as I closed the book, I just felt a bit like, oh, like, I didn't finish reading the book like, oh my god, yes, I loved it, because I couldn't love it because of this one particular character who was just, for me, incredibly annoying. But it's meant to be, you know, a portrayal of how couples are affected by, you know, black men being wrongfully convicted. I feel like I've shown this to you, but my last video was on the 30th of April, so how could I have? When would I have? I'll show you again. Why not? It's newlyweds. Celeste and Roy are the embodiment of the American dream. He is a young executive and she is an artist on the brink of an exciting career, until one day they are ripped apart by circumstances neither could have imagined. Roy is arrested and sentenced to 12 years for a crime Celeste knows he didn't commit. Devastated and unmoored, Celestial finds herself struggling to hold on to the love that has been her centre, taking comfort in Andre, their closest friend. When Roy's conviction is suddenly overturned, he returns home ready to resume their life together. So that's what the book's about, and you know, we go into Roy's life in prison, Celestial's life outside, you know, them trying to keep it together while also she is moving on with her life. I mean, I would encourage you to read it. For me, I think I was just a bit like, oh, why? But I think that's, you know, part of the book, part of the experience. And the book I'm kind of reading, like, I started it, The Cactus. I started it and then I didn't have a bookmark, so I didn't know how far I got. And then when I tried to get, like, I just started reading again. It's called The Cactus by Sarah Hayward. I mean, I'm only like 2 pages in, but it's a 45-year-old. She thinks her life is perfect: a London flat for one, a job that fulfills her passion for logic, and a personal arrangement that provides cultural and other more intimate benefits. There's no room for messy, emotional relationships. Yet, following the loss of her mother and implausibly the prospect of becoming a mother herself, Susan's life is about to become somewhat messier. So that's this book. It's compared a lot to The Rosie Project, which is by Don someone. I've also got that book at home. Have I read it? Yeah, I've read it. So I'm currently reading this, and I'm also reading A Song of Achilles on my iPad. I don't have the blurb for you. Shall I find it? Oh, let me find it for you. But I'm really enjoying A Song of Achilles. It's different to what I would normally like go for. Like if I saw it in the shop, I wouldn't think to read it, but I saw a lot of talk about it online and thought, excuse me, yeah, let me read it. Another book I've read, I don't know what's happening to me, is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I was in a reading slump, and that book pulled me out and dragged me out. Don't know, but that book, oh, that book has a place in my heart. I absolutely love that book. It was just so cute. It's not like, anyway, I'd really encourage you to read it. It's The Secret Life, it's not The Secret Life, it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Really good book, 10 out of 10, would recommend. And if you do read it, let me know what you think, let's talk about it. I didn't read the physical copy, I read it on my iPad, but yeah, I honestly whipped through that. I will admit I'm finding it hard to read at the moment, not because I don't have time, I just don't have the motivation to read, and yeah, I don't have the motivation to read. So I'm like slowly going through this book, The Cactus, but it's not a book like The Secret Life of Addie LaRue where I honestly wanted to get to the end of the book right now. So I'm sure one of these books is a book like that. And I'm just itching for a book like that, a book that reminds you why you like reading. But you know, I still enjoy reading. I read when I can. It's hard now. I'm really struggling with a 9 to 5 to find the time to read. Like I used to read in the morning. I could read on my lunch break, but I'm kind of like, I want to just like chillax for a bit. And I think because I'm at home, like I move from the desk. Like when it's my lunch break, I'm away from the desk, and I'd like sit on the sofa or come and sit in bed for a bit. And like 1 hour, like not many people get a 1 hour lunch break, but it goes really quickly. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to spend the whole time reading. And then afterwards I need to shower and then start getting dinner ready. And then I also have to think about, you know, winding down for the next day, which is what I'm really struggling with the 9 to 5. Like evenings aren't mine. It's just to prepare, like for me, it's preparing myself for the next day. And I don't know how my mum does it. She does 12-hour days, comes home, she has 2 hours before she goes to bed, and then has to do it all again tomorrow. Honestly, I commend all of you. But yeah, that's that. I kind of rambled on. I'm gonna go and sort my dinner out. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you are reading. Let me know if you've read any of the books in my to be read, or are they to be read, or are they just new on my shelf? Let me know if you've read any of the books I've just mentioned. I'd love to talk about them, you know. I love talking about books. That's just how you, it's just how you get me. So yeah, I hope you're all keeping well. I hope I post this. I filmed a few videos now that I haven't posted. Like I get to editing them, I'm kind of like, I don't really like it. So I'm getting back into the swing of things, into filming and stuff. So if this makes it out there, well done, Naomi. Take care. I'm off to go and get my dinner. Until next time. Bye.